Good morning and welcome to today's live on Equa Television International. I have Joyce Jakada and Prudence
Good morning.
William
Good morning.
Burga.
This one. Okay.
I didn't know
This
your names.
complete. No, I'm just wondering why you're saying the whole name.
Okay. My name is Tony J. Nakali, and today we're going to be doing something very, very interesting. We're looking at competition, but from a particular angle. Unhealthy competition. And why do you need to even engage in a competition, whether it is healthy or unhealthy? How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. Good to have you. It's
good.
been a while.
Yeah, it's good. Well, the producer decided I don't have sense, so I shouldn't be on the show.
No.
And I don't know why the producer is always thinking it's only Thursdays that I have sense. So thank you. You will see me next Thursday again if I keep having sense. So what does it mean to be engaged in a competition that is not healthy?
Basically, when you talk about maybe one engaging in competition that is not healthy, is somebody like trying to compare, engaging in comparison. And then when you engage in the comparison, it becomes unhealthy when it leads to jealousy, it leads to envy, when it leads to rivalry, strife, conflict, and even others. When it makes you to start seeing yourself as less and then others ahead of you, it becomes unhealthy. You start asking yourself questions, I'm not favored, I'm this and that. So when you start comparing, and then jealousy is part of it and all, it becomes unhealthy.
Wow.
An unhealthy competition, I would like to say it comes mostly from, it stems from low self-esteem. Like you don't think of yourself to have reached a certain form of success, so you begin to compete with the people around you that have reached that level of success that you think, and you want to be better than them, but then they keep on being better than you, and then you just want to make it.
The summary of the matter.
This Prudence is not a good girl at all. You have to be like somebody, but the person keeps being better than you.
And so
Have you ever been in that situation before? Because the thing just seemed to have a very good flow.
no, I don't think, I can't remember.
You are better than everybody.
No, I just
Okay.
feel like I have something to bring to the table. So
Yeah.
regardless who is ahead
That's
of me.
true. That's true. That is why you must set goals for yourself. This is where I want to be. And regardless of others' achievements, your eyes should be kept on the prize. If you don't avoid unnecessary and unhealthy competition, you always be in competition with people. Always. Like, there are people who don't even know that they're in competition with people. Why? Because it has become a norm. You just sit down and you are watching. Okay, that one is not new. But if she wears new shoes next week, I will wear new one too. Forgetting that this person that you are competing with, maybe her mother works in a shoe factory. You understand? Or maybe her father is richer than everybody in your family put together. Or maybe she has someone who loves to see her in good shoes, so he's taking up the responsibility. You just don't know. So you like, if you see this unhealthy competition is very common amongst a particular set of people. Drivers. Have you ever entered a commercial vehicle traveling somewhere? A car comes, zooms off, overtakes you, and then the driver, this guy, he doesn't know that this car is V6. He said, it's V6. Yeah, okay, it's V6. Do you have good fuel pump? V6. Do you know maybe your gasket is... You just have to start thinking, why is this guy in a hurry? Maybe he has a deadline. Why are you also driving at your own speed? Maybe you're not good handling speed. Continue. But it's very common amongst drivers. You see drivers with passengers, and they are going to maybe a different state, and then you just see them in a very, very unhealthy company. You see them on the road like, and there are people in these vehicles that are quiet. We want to arrive early. Should it matter how early you arrive, or it should matter that you arrived alive and safe? So unhealthy competition is found everywhere. It's found everywhere. Like, it will shock you to notice that people even engage in unhealthy competition where they don't know the people they are competing with. You just see a lady in the market, like, this hair tomorrow will be off my, I want, it's a competition. You can admire it and want to have it on your head, but it doesn't have to, you don't have to put a deadline to it. You don't have to be like, I know she comes here every, so she must see it on my head. Why? She doesn't even know you are in a competition with her. So for you to grow without stress, for you to move on in life without being on the clock or being watched, you have to do away with unhealthy competition.
It's going to save you a lot, and people don't even know.
It's going to save the person.
It's going to save whoever is involved in a lot, because
me, I'm into you.
No.
Okay. Sorry, that's how we are on Equa Television.
Like
we like to,
in today's life, and then in today's world, like, we see a lot of people trying to compete, trying to be who they are not.
Everybody is in competition.
Yeah. So, like, we've all been part of one competition or the other, like, I mean, games and all of that, and everybody like the feeling of winning. You get that my team win, but you know, at that point when you win, you're not attaching your significance, your value to it. You just know your team played and, oh, you did well and all of that. But the moment you start bringing those feelings of significance, of value, you start bringing some emotions attaching to it, you know that already you're headed towards unhealthy competition. People are depressed today. If you ask them some of the reasons, you'll be shocked. Because their neighbor just bought a new car, because a friend just acquired a new house, because another person bought a new hair, a new shoe. Like, you just put yourself in that state of depression because you want to be the one to have it and not that other person. There are times that you can see someone with a thing or an achievement and get motivated and set for yourself goals, not deadline. That, oh, I think I can also be this. Oh, like, let me give an example with a student. You have someone ahead of you, or maybe it could be your older brother. He's always topping the class. And then I want to be like this, my brother. Every speech and prize, he's the one coming home with all the gifts and all of that. And you meet your brother, how do you do it? Your brother is always reading. You taught the same part, you start reading as well. And because you want to get there. But not the one that when you see him reading, you get angry, you tear the book because you don't want him to be on like the limelight. You want it to be you. And then there's jealousy, you start feeling envy, you start developing anger with yourself. Oh, this head is dumb. Like, why is it that, like, why is it not me? So you start developing some kind of feelings that are actually unhealthy. So I think it is important.
Can people who are into unhealthy competition, can they become leaders and succeed?
No, they cannot succeed.
Because you keep on competing with somebody who is better than you and you don't grow. You're not trying to grow yourself. You're not looking into what this person is doing that could help you grow. You're not checking out the person's what is making the person what he is. You're not checking that out. You don't even know the struggle that person is going through. So you're just focusing on, I have to defeat this person. At the end of the day, you might end up just using crook means and I'm trying to get the word, something that is not qualitative. You don't use something that is qualitative. You're just aiming at, let's just get to that point. But when you get to that point, you're not giving the same results that person was giving. So you would crash at the end of the day.
Wow. Can envious, well, if you are in unhealthy competition, you are envious.
Sure.
You are envious.
Yes.
But can people who have the lifestyle of unhealthy competition, can they be leaders, Joyce?
Well,
Or do you think there are leaders that have that?
yeah.
What
Yes.
would be the barrier between them and achieving success in their leadership? Should they have such characters
Okay.
or such qualities?
There are actually leaders who have that characteristic.
Unhealthy competition.
Yes, they're into unhealthy competitions. And there are people that get into leadership position even with that attitude. But sooner or later, their crash will come. Like, they will definitely go down. Like, you see them, oh, yes, I've won. But they don't last.
Must life be about winning?
So that's how they see it. So at every cost, they want to get there. So that when they get there, oh, I've arrived. But like I said, they won't last. When you see those kind of people, like you're competing with another leader or another organization or another department or another unit, you need to understand that people have their strengths and weaknesses. And the moment you engage in unhealthy competition, there's jealousy, there's envy and all of that. You want to be ahead. Now, you're not looking at your own strength. You are looking at the other person's strength. You want to build on that so that you can be more than that person. So, like, to sum it up, even if they win, it's just going to be momentary. Like, it would not last. Sooner or later, they will fall, and their downfall is something that the whole world will end up seeing, and it's a shame.
I was saying that mostly they would be thinking of getting to the goal, just getting to, let them just see the result at the end of the day. They are not following the procedure, the process that took that person to that point. I don't remember who said it, but he said, I think it was on today's live, that when you...
Was it good, what they said?
Yes,
It was
yes.
me that said it.
I think
I
so
believe-
too.
Huh?
I think so too.
Why are you engaging in unhealthy competition with me on
No,
that?
someone who has succeeded and you want to be like that person, but you're not ready to get,
To pay the price.
yes,
And to
take
follow.
the process, the price that the person, the struggle the person had to, the obstacles the person had to overcome to get to that point where he is now. You're not ready for that. You just want to see yourself there.
But do you know what? It's possible too that without paying the price that someone paid, you get to the level that the person got to. Joyce said it. She actually started it.
Yeah.
But she said it will be it will
will be
not last.
Yes.
It will be for a while. It will be like a rave of the moment. This is a car. Excellent car. Well built. 2022 model. And we are traveling. And the car is just so sweet. But we have only 15 liters of fuel in the car. The car would start moving. But you know what? The law of that manufacture, of the law that is around manufacturing that car, will work against us once we exceed that, we get to that 15-liter limit that the car would get to. No matter how fine the car is, no matter how comfortable the car is, no matter how cozy the car is, no matter the year of the make, no matter how sound the engine is, no matter everything about that car, if that car was meant or was made to use gasoline, we are not going any further. Why? Because the spirit of the car has finished. And that is why there is a saying, learn to leave the stage when the what? When the applaud
Oh, it's becoming so much.
is loudest. When the clap is loudest, leave the stage. Unfortunately, in Echo Headquarters, you can't until you finish your tenure. You understand? That's just by the way. But you know what people do? This competition thing, especially the kind that we're talking about, unhealthy, this competition thing, people engage in it at all costs. In most cases, just to prove a point.
Yes.
In most cases, if not all, it's just for me to prove the point.
Seek approval of men.
That is it. But do you know what? if you look at the immediate community around you, you're small in terms of thinking. You're small in terms of being global. You're small in terms of being international. But when you start traveling round the world, you will understand that this competition that I'm engaged in, I've been wasting time doing it. You get to a point where in your life, nothing impresses you anymore except to compete and win. That's the truth. Because if your goal is winning, you will not stop competing. Yes, if your goal is winning, you will not stop. You will have to remain in competition.
And do you know the funny part about these people that compete?
Taking further.
Like, the other person they are competing with might not even be aware.
Might not.
It's not even aware. And then they're having
It's not might not, because have you ever been in an unhealthy competition?
Maybe somebody was with me.
But have you been?
No.
Okay, have you been?
No.
Okay, I have been. And the person I was competing with had no single idea. No single idea. Until one day when he removed money, I said, Kai, Nakali, this office, I've never given you anything, even when I was this, and the guy was way ahead of us in the organization, way ahead. He gave me $20,000 dash in Nigeria. Even though dollar was not very, but he said, Kai, he was doing project, he was made the chairman of projects in the state, because you have SSA projects, and then he was bumped into the seat of the chairman project. I reminded him one time, I said, no, you have given me chicken, because we went to, what is it, these people called? They sell raw chicken. Then you go and, I said, no, he said, no, that's not giving anybody $2,000 or $3,000 then. I couldn't have. I started thinking, what brought about this? Why did I get into competition with, he's also an engineer. Why did I, but different, why did I get into competition? This guy, number one, is richer than me. Number one, he's the closest person to the principal officer. He does everything. But I said, Kai, why? This guy was using cars for like 6 months. You give them out and buy another one. He bought a car one time and gave somebody and said they should use it for their kitchen. That for shopping, like things to buy kitchen, like to buy food, buy all these things. This is kitchen car. I say, wow. And I asked myself, why were you into competition with this human being? Why?
He's not even thinking of it.
He doesn't know.
While you are depressed, you are thinking day
In fact,
and night.
he do not know. So you see, these are the things that we carry on our heads. And we make them become a problem to us. Not just a problem, but a problem we must solve. Look at it this way. You are a leader. Another person is a leader. Another person is a leader. 3 of you, the same position, the same salary, the same everything. But you're in competition with them. What for? Because all the things that you need to be in the same cadre with the person the organization gave you. Now you went outside the organization to make the fight personal. Do you know personal fights are dirtier than fights in corporate places? Because right now she offended you, and then you are just waiting. Let's close. I'm waiting for you outside. Nobody will talk to us. It's not office now. Let's close. It's going to be very dirty. And people watching this show, it's not important to engage in competition. This is what is eating up people today, that people have no idea why they are not growing. You are engaged in an unhealthy competition. You didn't even know. Anything people buy, you want to buy the same type. Anything people have, you want to have the same thing. Anything people get, you want to get the same thing. Anything people are told, you are not told. You put yourself in the position to be told that same thing.
And the information is not even important to you.
It's not even important. Do you not know that even here in the office, there are some jokes I make with some people. Some people will say, you have favorites. It's not so. It's just a joke. Sometimes I joke and pass. I can't even remember I made this joke. But you have made it. Me too, they must call me this name. Me too, they must give me this gift. Me too, they must. You are derailing in your attention. You are derailing in your focus. Because before long, your attention will be removed from productivity to uselessness. Because that thing is useless. Anything that you see people doing at a personal level, it should not be a hurt to you to want to be involved. Because if you is frustrating to want to be involved. It's more frustrating when you get involved and you are not recognized. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can say, Joyce, do you know you are my best staff in Equa Television? Oh, come and take coke. How can somebody carry that statement?
Have sleepless nights.
And have sleepless night, Joyce Jakada.
And not eat.
Okay, they don't eat on top of
They will
that.
not eat, oh.
They don't eat.
Is that why people
And
are
if
losing
the
weight?
joy is passed, they will be angry, oh.
Is that why people are losing weight?
Yeah,
You know, anything that they don't carry paper, biro and write. If I say you are favorite, I have to write it and
Like-
stamp it and send it to the general secretary for approval. If he approves it, that is when it should become a fight.
Okay.
As long as you know, sometimes
And enlarge the picture and put in the entrance.
sometimes we don't just know. We are not sensitive to things. Do you know what? If I see you all exciting in a day or on a particular day, I can be like, Joyce, your boyfriend gave you gift, ba? Why are you celebrating? No, sir. No, today is my mom's birthday. You see, there is a reason already to be happy. But I saw her frowning or looking moody. Prudence, why are you very happy like that? It was just a joke, like to be opposite. She'd be like, sir, we lost our puppy this morning. How can you not play with her? How can you not want to cheer her up? And somebody will be looking. They have started. They are choosing who to love and who to hate. This place safe. It's not just, it's every organization you go to. Every organization you go to. What we are saying, we're just using Equa Television as a metaphor. You can take it anywhere. It is always in places. People, you sit with people, you are talking to them. They tell you they are not happy where they are working. If you dig down, if you dig, you will find out that they have engaged in a competition they shouldn't have engaged in.
Sure.
It's frustrating, especially when you're not winning. Oh my God. You are working real hard. I want to be head of programs. Working real hard. And then we'll just remove you from programs and take you to admin. Where you know you can never be head of programs. Sure, we have worsened your.
Yeah.
Why won't you just give your best where you are at the moment? Because it is what people see. It's what people see. And then people make recommendations. Because there are times I can just sit down. For instance, maybe traveling, driving, and maybe Mr. Hassan is by my side. He'll be like, Oga, do you know that this Linda, she's really working hard? There was something she said yesterday. I'll be like, I've not noticed. Sir, you don't know that even that day that we were going live, she had no business doing this thing. But she was the one that did that, this thing, that something came up and it was her idea. And I'm not aware. People talk. And they will be like, there will be other days that the GM by himself will be like, we need to encourage Martha. Who is Martha, sir? You don't know all this wahala that we have in the office. She was the one that said to. She was the one that did to. She was the one. Meanwhile, you have been looking. So people are watching. Sometimes recommendations don't have to come from management.
Yes.
Sometimes recommendation, it doesn't have to come from people that you have kept to keep a watch on someone. It can just be from somebody that is just observing carelessly. And these are the kind of people that will give you true analysis of things. Why would I go and engage in a competition with another director in ECWA headquarters, for instance. They don't have TV station. They don't have evangel arts. They don't look for money, like support, like I do every month. They have cars, cassis. You know, when cars is more than one, is cassis. It's like 3, 4. You say cassis. In English.
Okay.
Oxford English. Harvard English. When a car is 1, it's car. If it's 2, it's cars. If it's more than 2, it's cassis.
Okay.
They are up to 100 cassises. So,
Wow.
if you say this English anywhere, be ready to tell them the person that
The
teached
author.
you. The person that teached you. So you see, why would I engage myself in a competition with the finance director? I don't know jack about digits. So why would I be in competition with him? Why would I go and start being in competition with the audit director? I don't know anything about audit. Why would I go to Christian education director, the man who studied theology over and over? He had never been in mass communication. Why would I go and involve myself in a competition with him? And then they are watching this show now. Why should you be in a competition with me? It's just that if one person can be director of all the institutions, the units in ECWA, the departments in ECWA, why do we have many? They would have chosen one. That's because one person cannot be. And they looked out. Joyce, you are great in this area. You studied this, you studied that, and that is your area. Let's fix you in there. And when you are working, me that is not in that place, I should leave you to work alone. But you know what? Go to organizations today. You will see people tearing each other apart because of personal things, not because of work. Just try it. Carry the same energy, right, that you put in unhealthy competition. Carry the same energy, the same knowledge, and everything, and take it into work and see how productive your
The
work
world
will
would be a
become.
better place.
The world will be about. If people can just learn to mind their business, like when you mind your business, when we say mind your business, it does not mean you are not in Linda's business. It doesn't mean you are not in Martha's business. It doesn't mean you are not in Hassan's business. Because Hassan can be doing the wrong thing without even knowing. The way you correct him determines whether he takes the correction or not. Because all of us hate embarrassment. When you come in a staff meeting and then everybody is seated and you be like, you every day, you must mess things up. Nobody would want to hear that. Even if you are joking, the person will block you later and say, look, that thing you said, it wasn't funny. Don't say that about me again. But if you are like, Mr. Hassan, I brought rice from home. Oh. Let's share now. Be like, okay, man, I'm fasting, but I'm willing to break my fast. And then you go, when you start eating rice, you be like, Kai, Skipo. Kai, magana de Kai doesn't be that thing you said earlier. Did you notice that Martha was angry? And I think, in my opinion, I think you should tell her sorry. Is that why you are giving me rice? Well, it's not, but it's largely that's the reason. I think, don't change the topic. I think you should tell her sorry. She'll be happier. You have messed her mood up. Oh. Me, I'm just telling you my own. Don't carry the meat. You can just, you find a way. You find a way. Subtle manner. There's a scripture that says, gentle words. It turns out wrath. It brings down wrath, but harsh tones, man, they spark up fire on the roof. You know, that's not in the Bible. I'm just paraphrasing now. Before they start holding against, who are they? Before it's held against me. But you see, because the Bible says if you add, it will be added upon you, unto you. Oh, what is it again that where are my scriptures? Hello.
Hi.
Where are my scriptures? When they are karas, when they are reggae, that's chicken. But if truth be told, we should watch it. We should always be aware that people are not just watching us, they are listening. And anytime words match action, like your words are matching your actions, There's nothing truther than that.
I think that the major thing that we're not getting
What's that,
right.
Joyce? I can't speak English.
I'm learning it.
I'm embarrassing you on Equa TV.
I'm just wowed.
But that's the truest thing you can do, honestly. To be able to take out words and actions that would not align in the mood of people for that day. You look out. We had a staff yesterday who was all moody because he was sick. How can you go and play close to that part of his body that was sick? How can you even make joke about his pain? It will not be funny. You see, we all hate it when we do the things, when people do to us things that make us angry. We are not happy. But we are comfortable when we do it to others.
We find pride in it.
You find pride in it because you are used to it. You find pride in it because you wake up, your own is not, I'm just playing with her, she's getting, let her go and die. You don't say that to people.
Do I care?
Do I care? What's my own? Me, I've said my own. No. Anybody that wants to be angry should be angry. No, it gets to a point. If you are proving a point, you can say that out of anger. But the Bible says, the Bible did not warn us against being angry. But it says, let the sun not go down on your anger. That is why I decide all the time to make you angry after the sun has fallen.
Oh.
Well, and he also said to be slow to the anger. He didn't say don't be angry. just
Because
be
your
slow.
father is pastor.
No, I'm just saying.
PK.
He says,
She said I'm a PK, pastor's kid.
That's how I hear them.
I'm a
Somebody said,
PK.
why wouldn't they say PC, pastor's child?
Yeah.
That the kid sounds worldly.
Wow.
Uncle Pharmacy. He's a pharmacist, so I call him Uncle Pharmacy. Somebody, this is a good cliche, PK.
I think people should recognize the fact that the path to unhealthy relationship is not a good one at all. Like, it will soon lead to destruction. Like, why not focus on you? Why not focus on developing you? You have strength. You have what it takes to get to the top of the ladder. Like, you were not created to just come and occupy one space. All of us are important. Each day you sleep, you wake up, you know that there's a reason for you to live. Like, God has not given up on you. That's why you slept and you woke up. That means there's something embedded in you. Like, there's no version of me apart from me. So why would I leave me and be focusing on prudence? That's the mistake we do. You see that in organizations. You see that at home, even among siblings. You see that even in the church. Like, the whole goal is to serve God. But even within the church, you see people competing. You see this fellowship group competing with this fellowship group. You see this leader competing with that leader within the same body.
That is the place where people learn from.
So I think it's very important that we identify what is my purpose. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, not for, like, it was specific. So if the Bible is saying, I know the plans I have for you, there's something unique about me that is not there. I recognize your strength. Well done. I have my own strength. So can you start building on your own strength? Of course, nobody is without weaknesses. You can work on that. So realize, well, if it's in an organization or a company that you are employed to be a presenter, what programs am I giving? How can I be better at this? While I'm giving maybe a news current affairs program, the other person, maybe some lifestyle or entertainment show. And I will abandon my own, which is different journey from the other person. And because this person is playful, doing well, is having all the fans, that's her own strength. But I want to be like, I want the talk to be about me, and I'm restless. I'm just, well, she's just, it's just in her, it's her passion, it's her, like, that's what she loves doing. And that's why she's striving in that field.
Why do you think unhealthy competition affects people's productivity? Because it comes, it's not a half package, it's a full package. And you know, the biggest thing in the package is quitting. When you compete and compete and compete and don't win, you feel less of an achiever. And then it's not that you want to quit the job, but you want to leave the environment. And leaving the environment means quitting the job. Because You competed, you didn't win. So in your mind, because there's always negativity around you. In your mind, you are thinking, these people are seeing me as a failure. And there's no way I can keep coming to work and be seen as a failed person. So the best thing is to leave the environment. Believe me, there are people who have even left Equa Television. They don't work here. I know they are not happy where they are. They just pretend like life is better. It's not. It's not. Why? You had an opportunity being here. Make yourself a better person. Become stronger. Do this. But you let what people do got into you.
Break you.
That's the point. How do you know people that are strong? People who hear but don't listen to negative things. Now, I need to say this on this show, and I'll tell you the reason why. The cheapest thing to come up with, the cheapest thing in this life to come up with are ideas. Is the easiest thing to come up with, is cheap to come up with. But do you know what? To execute that idea and make it work for yourself and other people is the most expensive, almost unaffordable. Is almost something like what you cannot afford. And I tell you why. This cup is getting in the way. There are cameras on the show. And throughout, we have been trying to like move it. And one of the crew members noticed. And then he took a shot, that's the idea, is to move it away. And then in the process of moving it, he entered the shot and then they saw him moving. Did he have good intention for the show? Yes. But executing it became a problem. There was no strategy, but there was a plan. There was no strategy, but there was a plan. Why did I say that? It sounds very, very obscure to bring such a point to unhealthy competition. When you wake up with the idea that you want to compete with Joyce, you are excited about it, but you are foolish to ask yourself, how can I start? How can I cope? Coping means continuing.
Yeah.
And how can I win?
We don't think of that.
Because nobody thinks of that, because the thing is that you are so engrossed. You understand? You are into that competition. The competition is your issue at the moment and nothing else. It involves time. It involves brain work. It involves money, because the person that wants to compete with me, he doesn't know how many hours I sleep. Number one. He doesn't know how many hours I research. Number two. Because, Joyce, if you want to be in competition with me, you have to do a research. That's the truth. Whether it is unhealthy or healthy, do a research. For the person to be qualified for me to be in competition with. Do you understand? For the person to be qualified for me to be in competition with, that means it is worth taking out a research. It is worth conducting a research. Okay, I want to be in competition with the General Secretary of Equa. How many hours does he sleep in 24 hours? 6 hours. Okay, can I? How many hours does he study daily? 5. Okay, can I? How many international connections does he have? 2,000. Do I? How much does he make from other things that he, like the books he writes, the speaking engagements, all the things that give him money? 2.5 million monthly. Wow. And I make 82,728 naira 10 kobo. Why are salaries always not 50 or 60? There must be kobos and naira. I don't know why.
Deductions.
Deductions, okay. And they deduct in kobos and naira?
Bank deductions.
When I find out that this is the level where this man is, believe me, if I'm not willing to double or triple my efforts, I shouldn't waste
You are not
time
ready.
to engage in a competition with him, whether it is healthy or so. People just engage in something they have no idea how it goes about. You don't. This lady, she's looking fresh every day. I must compete. She's doing hookup. Can you? Publicly, she's even posting it on Facebook. Can you? If you cannot, sit down quietly.
Appreciate what you have.
No, not appreciate. Keep wearing your 2 shoes. You know when shoes too.
Again, no.
Keep wearing your 2 shoes and your 3 shirts and enjoy life. Enjoy life. Recently, I woke up and I told myself, oh, I need to get some clothes. And then I went out. I didn't go to get the clothes. I just thought to myself. And then when I went out, someone was on the phone. It was a car wash, but they have a place where you can sit while your car is being washed. And then someone was on the phone. And then he was talking to someone about the reason why he did not attend the wedding. And then he said, "Oh man, I have 4 kaftan. Like the one I can manage is now 6 years." He said, "That's the last time I made clothes for myself." There was something he said that I can't say on TV. He said, "School fees now." And then he said something. He said, "School fees is like giving us tough time." He said, "Guy, I no go lie you. I no get wetin I go wear. Now I make I no show for that wedding. I no get fuel for car. I no get wetin I go wear. My kaftan, everything, all the wedding pictures where they appear. If no be kaftan where I saw 8 years ago, now the new latest one is 6 years ago. Yeah, just the whole family like this. I don't remember last time I buy clothes for myself. Oh. It was the same day that I told myself I wanted to buy clothes. Look at how that guy spoke to me. He did. I did not say a word to him. I did not say anything. And when he finished, they finished washing his car before mine. He said, "Guy, we guys take am easy, especially us we get car, we get family. We suppose they take life easy." Do you know what tripped me the most? His car is, I think, 8 years newer than mine. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, do you understand what I'm saying?
Like I'm thinking of the future.
His car is 8 years newer
Wow.
than mine. Yes, his car is 2017, 2018. There is something called priority in life. You must have it. You must have it. This is somebody, he doesn't look like somebody who borrowed car. No, he doesn't. And he doesn't look like somebody who wants 10 shirts he cannot buy. And he's talking about school fees with that kind of car. I've heard other conversations from him. He's talking about business, talking about this. Let's abort this. No, this one, we can go to Abuja and talk about it. Before he was talking about wedding. But look at the car that he's using. So you will just, maybe you are driving and you just see that guy in a car like that and you'll be like, "Man, I need to get this car." The guy who has the car doesn't have clothes. Are you also willing not to have clothes? For the reasons why he doesn't have? Me, I don't know if what I just said made sense to you.
Okay.
I'm just saying that if something does not put a gun on top of your head, even if there is gun, at least some people are tired of this life. Why won't you just beg them to pull the trigger? Yeah, at least you are not the one killing yourself. Eh? But let's be constructive when we want to do certain things. There is somebody, his car is giving him problem. He has money to change it, but that's not a priority.
Yeah. And you're competing with the person.
Yes, and you will just start looking at the person and be complaining. This guy is see the car he's using. He'll be making mouth. You are buying 25,000 naira shoe. You can't buy fuel in your car. You're buying one gallon. It's priority. Everybody has what he wants to achieve in life. So don't be in a competition.
What if somebody dashes the person with 20-something naira shoe?
Even if he bought the shoe with his money, he decided not to buy fuel. It's his decision.
It's true.
It's his decision. My mother used to, and I know she's a fan of Equa Television. Mama Kia Kuriko. But my mother will always complain about people's relationship. When I had bearing and may again,
She was that
this guy went to follow this girl. What did he see there? I'm like, Mama, he's a man, you are a woman. His opposite attracts. You don't know what he saw that you can never see in your life. You can never see it in your life. He saw it. Leave him to go on, And then she will say, this one, she's following this man. Does she know that they drove him where he was walking? He's lying that he's still walking now. I say, Mama, it is none of your business. When people see things that they want to follow, it is what they want. Somebody is saying, like it was on this show, I told you that somebody said he wants his women old, fat, and ugly. He said that way he's not in competition with anybody. He can go anywhere with her. He can leave her on the table, go somewhere and come back. She's old, she's fat, and she's ugly. It's not anybody's taste. People that have taste like that, they are few in the world. And maybe there are no chances or likelihood of them meeting regularly. But if you carry correct, be like, oh man, this your girl is fine. Oh, I'm yes, so I'm scared to leave you alone on this table. I want to peace, but I want to stay here. So preferences. Yeah. Why did you engage in a competition that is not healthy with Prudence? Why is Prudence engaging in a competition that is not healthy with Sambo Solomon? Why is Sambo Solomon engaging himself in a competition that is not healthy with somebody in a different department? Even in church, when you brought church issue earlier, leaders are the pastors in charge of unhealthy competition.
This thing wrecks.
I'm not saying Equa. I'm saying in church.
general.
Any church you go to, why do people think if they are not in the position of leadership, they have nothing to offer? Why? People always think that way. You know what? This church, me, I have money. Oh. They have not painted this church. Wait until they elect me works elder. You see what I'll do in this church. You will never be that works elder. Yeah. I know a man who fought very hard to be made a board chairman of a particular institution. He told them that he will do this and this and this in this institution. They should not use their money. He will use his money if they make him board chairman. They made somebody else. He said, okay, he will wait for the other tenure. The man is dead now.
Oh my God.
Yes, he died. He never became. Work on who you are. With who you eventually become. Anything you want in this life will come to you.
Unhealthy competition wrecks not just the individual, it wrecks family, wrecks relationship, like it leaves you bitter, it leaves you depressed. In fact, some people end up dying
Yes.
because when you are depressed, like it affects your mental health, and because of that, you just end up dying. Like we said earlier on, the person you're competing is not even aware of you. That shoe that you're always seeing him change or her change, it might be an older sibling that is giving it to the person, and you're just focused on it, and then you want to get it at all costs. You have to go and sacrifice somebody because you want to get that car or that house. Like it's needless. Yes. I think it's important that we just learn from Jesus' story. Like when he was brought before Pontius Pilate, like this is somebody that historically he did everything within his power just to get to the position where he is. And then when he got there, and then Jesus was brought before him with the alleged crime. So he was looking at him. So Jesus can just tell him, can you have mercy on me? Because he feels I'm in the position of power. I can do and undo. I can decide to just let you go free. But he didn't know that there was a purpose. And Jesus is aware that God just wanted me to go through this so that he can redeem his relationship with man. And so while Pontius was boasting and then waiting for him to just open his mouth and say, won't you beg me so that I can change this judgment? He didn't. Everything we have, it comes from God. When we have that mentality, if everything I have comes from God, why would I have to compete with the next person? Why not look up to God for whatever I need? Like when you compete, when you focus on you, on building you, on improving you, like the world will be a better place. Like this is what I do personally. If, for example, I try something today I go back to what I did today, and then how can I improve on this? Tomorrow, it's not going to be the way I did it yesterday. Just work on you. And that person that you're in rivalry with, because you're engaging in unhealthy competition, could be your helper. Why not humble yourself? If you think you're motivated by where the person is in life, that person can teach you as well. But because of pride, because of envy, because of jealousy, you will not even humble yourself to learn from the person. But rather, whatever you see the person do, you want to copy it with anger, with bitterness. You will not go anywhere. So I think it is important that we learn from Jesus' story. Like, we shouldn't engage in comparison that are unhealthy. The whole aim is to be a better version of you
Yourself.
every day.
Yes.
So let's forget the bitterness. Let's focus on being better. And when we do that, it's going to be helpful.
We have quite a lot of comments because I don't know why the comments are much. Martha, is this the first comment? Confidence Takeo. Is that the first comment? One of my best shows ever in the world. Very informing and educative. Wow. And then we have Philemon Timas. Gaskia, I will have missed this wealth of knowledge. Oh, okay, scroll up. We have Powerful by Diana Joe. Then we have Philemon Timas. Gaskia meaning truth, truly. I would have missed this well of knowledge. Thank God I did not. More wisdom and understanding upon you all. Thank you very much for showing us the way. We have, Sele Elisha. Ooh. My wonderful friend, Sele Elisha. We have everything in common, height, everything in common with Sele. I love you, Sele, wherever you are watching from. Unhealthy competition is all about insecurity and low esteem. True, low self-esteem. You cannot be better and grow in anything. To better yourself, you need to know that your greatest enemy is yourself. So stop looking outside, but inward. Work on being a better version of yourself every day. Any more comments? Wow. And Prudence, you said you've never been in any unhealthy competition.
I don't remember exactly. If I've been in any, to be with my
Unknowingly.
sister.
And to be with yours. That's a family problem.
Yes.
But wherever you do unhealthy, just know that your mind and your soul, they are involved. And anything that tempers with that part of you, it tells on your outward body. And then it haunts every waking moment of your life because it is who you are, your soul and your mind. I mean, they make up a chunky part of who you are, you know. And I would like to say, I wanted to give you one seconds. 1 second.
Well, don't set your goals based
1
on
second.
don't set your goals based on somebody's purpose. Be humble and focus on Christ. He will help you through.
Yeah. Thank you. So, unhealthy competition, it is a terrible one, and it is best to look at yourself as having something to bring to the table. I think when you continuously think in yourself, yeah, I have strengths, because everybody has strengths and weaknesses. I have strengths that I can do something, I can bring something to the table, even if it's of little impact, even if it's just something tiny. The fact that you know continuously that you have something to bring to the table, you wouldn't be looking at somebody else's thing that the person is bringing to the table.
Awesome. Today's live is brought to you by Equa Television International, and it comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11 a.m. So do well to keep a date. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it, because we had fun and we learned a lot. We thank the Equa executive for giving us the opportunity to do this. We couldn't have done this without their support. And all Equa Television supporters, we are grateful for the time and the support that you keep giving us. Hey, we have a Christmas package for you with just 1,000 naira. You can send shout out to 5 different people. Oh man, the advert will soon be on your way today to break out, and then share it, and then send us pictures and names of people so that we can be able to share it. Let's have a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday, if Jesus tarries. Stay out of trouble. We love you. God bless you. Cast crew, everybody, God bless you. On behalf of myself and the humble staff of Equa Television, We're saying, peace, y'all. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bye-bye.